What is going on, Nitrosites? It is your boy, the Nitro General here, back at it again with another episode of my Pokemon Showdown series. And in today, we are going to be going over the next team we are going to be using in my Pokemon Showdown series, where basically I just battle in Generation 8 Doubles OU, which is basically just VGC without the Dynamax component, because not gonna lie, I really don't like Dynamax, but you never know, we may get into some Dynamax battles here at some point, because, you know, I just like not having to worry about the Dynamax and everything like that, just because I don't know, I don't really care for it, but I know that VGC is going to have Dynamax, so I'm going to have to get used to that here soon. But as of right now, we're just going to stick to the Doubles OU Generation 8 on Pokemon Showdown. If you guys want to check out any of my other Pokemon Showdown videos, especially the last one where I had some extremely good luck and an extremely awesome comeback, like the best comeback I've ever had in a Pokemon battle ever, and another one where I actually redeemed myself for a loss that I had in a previous try of recording that same video. You guys didn't get to see the one where I lost it because it was in a different try of recording it, but I actually redeemed myself and won against the same guy the second time when I played him in that video. So if you guys want to go check that one out, this is the last video uploaded on the channel, or you guys can head over to the Pokemon Showdown playlist. So this is going to be the next team builder. If you guys have never watched a team builder or anything before, there are no actual battles in this video. Basically what I do here is I'm going to be going over the next team. I'm going to be going over the Pokemon and explaining why I picked the EVs and the IVs, the moves, the stat, I already said the EVs, the IVs, the items, the abilities, everything like that. So if you guys are curious on why I picked all that, you guys can reference it here now. Now, I do realize that not everybody cares about the team builders as much, but it does help to learn how to do competitive Pokemon. And it also learns that if you're like, why the hell is he running knockoff instead of quick attack or something like that, then you can just come back to this video. Not that I would run quick attack normally, but at the same time, I don't think this team has a lot of priority, so we may end up switching knockoff to quick attack here. But yeah, so basically we're just going to go over this team. So before I get into this team, I do just want to say that this team is definitely the craziest that I've ever done. It's composed of all Crown Tundra Pokemon. Now, these are all Pokemon that I have been dying to use, and I'm actually using 4 legendaries on this team. And as you guys know, if you've watched any of my Showdown videos, I don't care to use legendary Pokemon competitively, because I always thought they were OP, and I always just liked using regular Pokemon. However, in VGC, legendary Pokemon and mythical Pokemon are used pretty heavily. And before this, there weren't a ton of legendary Pokemon that people were using, right? There was, before the Isle of Armor came out, there was, what? Like Mew. I don't really remember seeing very much Mewtwo's. Yeah, not really. Maybe Necrozma, Kyurem. You know, not very much like that. And then you had obviously had Urshifu come out, and then you had. Did we have really any other legendaries released that hadn't been released before that? I don't believe so. Yeah, and then with the release of the Crown Tundra, we had every box art legendary released to be used competitively, along with a bunch of other mythical Pokemon and stuff. So, I mean, it's crazy how many legendaries are being used. So, I kind of wanted to use a lot of these legendaries. So, I do have to give a fair warning that from now on, a lot of the teams that I'm going to be using are going to consist of a lot of legendaries, because there are a lot of them that I haven't used that I'm going to want to use, like Tapu Koko I want to use, Pheromosa, Buzzwole I want to use, Naganadel I want to use, you know, a lot of, you know, Tapu Bulu. I have a really cool Tapu Bulu Kartana team that I want to start, that I want to do, stuff like that. So, yeah, so there's going to be a lot of legendary Pokemon, but I couldn't bring myself to use any more than 4 legendary Pokemon on this team, and I'll explain that I know there is a better pick for a Pokemon on this team at the end, but I did not use that, and I'll explain why. But, yeah, so let's just get right into the team build. So if you guys are excited for this, make sure you leave a like down below, and if you guys are excited for the battles with this team, make sure you have your notifications on so you don't miss when I post that video that will be going up probably on Wednesday. So if you guys are excited for that, make sure you have notifications on and you are subscribed. Now let's get right into it. So the first one up on this list is Peppy Paw the Blaziken. My personal favorite Pokemon of all time is Blaziken. Long story short, I got a shiny Torchic from Wonder Trade back in the very tail end of X and Y back in like 2013 or 14, somewhere around there, and I saved it and I used it on my first ever playthrough of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and it has been a staple on my team ever since. And it was nicknamed Peppy Paul, and it has become my favorite Pokemon strictly because of that. And it has been in my team in every generation since, except for Let's Go, because obviously couldn't have it in Let's Go. But now that it is released in the Crown Tundra, I couldn't be happier, and I had to use it. That is why there's probably a better choice of a fire type here that I'll talk about at the end. But at the same time, I just really want to have fun using Pokemon. You know, I'm not EVing and IVing to withstand certain hits. I'm not, picking certain moves to hit certain Pokemon. I just want to have fun. And Blaziken is my favorite Pokemon, so of course I have to use it. So he is running Life Orb Speed Boost because, unfortunately, without his Mega, he is not nearly as good, but he does still get access to the Speed Boost ability, which basically increases his speed by 1 stage every turn, so which is really nice. And Blaziken's already fast, so really, he's going to be outspeeding a lot of stuff, especially when he's out. And as long as he's out, he'll be getting Speed Boost every turn and be hopefully outspeeding a lot of stuff. Life Orb to give him a little bit more oomph. Now, I could have gave him something like a Choice Band or something like that, but I didn't think he would benefit for that as much as Life Orb. Now, he is Sword Stance, Close Combat, Flare Blitz, and Knockoff. Now, Sword Stance because... Sword Stance because I just... Obviously, it gives you a +2 in attack. Now, Blaziken is not the bulkiest Pokemon, as you can see with his defense and special defense and his HP. He is not the bulkiest Pokemon. So the thing is that when we get Blaziken out, we have to make sure we can safely set up a Sword Stance so that he can do some damage. Because if we set up a Sword Stance, he gets hit, either gets taken out or almost taken out. He's not going to be doing very much damage, maybe only one more hit. So... that is one thing. That is what we have to be careful with Blaziken. But, yeah, and he finally, in the Crown Tundra, gets access to the move Close Combat, which is phenomenal because before that, you had to rely on High Jump Kick for the best stab fighting type move for Blaziken. And it is an 80% accuracy move. And as M&J TV always says, if it's not 50, or if it's not 100, it's 50. And it does seem like High Jump Kick missed more than any other move. And when you look at it, it has a 50, or it has an 80% accuracy. You're like, there's no way. Because it does seem like it hits about 50% of the time. And the big drawback with that is that if you miss the High Jump Kick, you don't just miss it, you take a genuine amount of recoil damage because you fall and hit the ground. So that was always something that really put Blaziken back, is because he didn't get access to a lot of other good physical fighting type moves. He doesn't get access to Mach Punch, which does suck a little bit because that's what would be great priority. But he gets access to like High Jump Kick, Brick Break, stuff like that. The elemental punches, but the fighting type moves are really Brick Break and High Jump Kick were really the only ones that anybody ever ran. Flare Blitz for good stab, but again, he does take a lot of recoil damage, so we will have to we will have to see about that. Same thing with the Alolan Marowak, is that we can't, or the opposite with the Alolan Marowak on my team that I did a while back, is that we can't just spam Flare Blitzes because he doesn't have the Rock Head ability that basically makes him immune to recoil, which sucks, but at the same time, so we got to be careful with the Flare Blitzes. And then we have Knockoff to get rid of certain items on certain Pokemon. A lot of certain Pokemon run certain items, and without those certain items, they're not nearly as good. So we can knock off Eviolites, stuff like that. So that is the reason why I did that. Now for the stats-wise, I'll click on this just so I don't make any mistakes. He is if I have to remember, I think he's Jolly. That's Jolly, right? Okay, yeah. I'm pretty sure I know, but I'm afraid of screwing stuff up here. So I don't want to... screw you guys can look at the team. I don't give a shit. We'll be talking about all of them anyways. So, yeah, he's got 252 EVs in speed, 252 in attack, and 4 in HP. Now, if we live on 1 at any time, just know that those 4 EV points that I put into HP made it so he'll live on 1. Because if he didn't have those, he would not have lived on 1. But, yeah. So, 252... basically in those 2 to make sure he is the fastest that he can be and he hits the hardest that he can be. Now, you can also run Adamant, but at the same time, I think it's better for him to run Jolly because you want him to be fast and hit hard. He already hits really hard. Otherwise, he only has base 80 speed, which is not bad, but at the same time, there are a lot of Pokemon that are faster. So, yeah, and he can hit, like, I ran Knockoff because with the 252's EVs in speed, he will be outspeeding non-max speed Dragapult and non-max speed. So if it's not a plus speed nature and it's either neutral or 0 speed, he will be outspeeding it, which I know a lot of Dragapults run a Jolly nature. I mean, that's what I ran, and I think I ran Jolly. Or did I run Modest? No, I ran Modest. So... yeah, he will be outspeeding a Dragapult if it doesn't have any speed investment, which is good. Knockoff will be doing a ton of damage. So that is Peppy Paul, the Blaziken. Definitely a really, really good addition to the team. The biggest reason I'm going to be using this Pokemon is just because it's my favorite. So the next one up on this list is King Quake, the Landorus. Now, Landorus is such a cool Pokemon, and I have never, as of on this team, there's only 2 Pokemon that I've ever had the time using competitively, and that is Blaziken and Metagross. So I have never used the Landorus competitively. So this is going to be a first for me. So basically, this team is, this Landorus is definitely something that I'm a little nervous on using because I've never used the Landorus, but I know how powerful they can be. So yeah, and this is a Choice Spec Sheer Force. So basically, Sheer Force makes it so if any of your moves have a secondary effect, they have, like, a boosted chance to give that secondary effect, I think it is, right? That's what Sheer Force is, I'm pretty sure. We'll just check. Yeah. Oh, no, they have 1.3 additional power, which is actually really, really dope, which makes it so Earth Power is going to be doing more. I think Sludge Wave, too. Does Sludge Wave have an additional effect? 10% chance to poison, yeah, and then Psychic has a chance to drop, special defense. So, yeah. So he has Choice Specs, which basically gives him a 1.5 boost to his special attack. Now, I did decide to go for, man, I just hit. Did I mean? Oh, no. Okay, no, I did. No, I hit. Crap. I hit the wrong. I just hit a button here, didn't I? I was HP. I was not. No. Hey, get out of here. Why would you just do this to me? Like, I'm pretty sure this is what I was running. Get out of here. Okay. I think this was the set that I had before. If not, I'm sorry, but I hit a random button and I got rid of the set I wanted. Okay, so he has Choice Specs, which basically gives him 1.5 stab to his moves. Now, he doesn't have any flying type moves. At the same time, that is going to affect us with, like, hitting some Pokemon, but he doesn't really get any special type flying moves. He doesn't really get very much physical type flying moves either, which is strange that he's a flying type, and he doesn't get those. But this does give us a ground type, which we really need competitively right now because there are a lot of good electric types that are running around competitively right now, like Tapu Koko, like Regieleki. Those are the 2 that come to mind right now, but I know there's more. And this basically gives us an immunity to those electric type moves, which is really, really nice. So I am running U-Turn, Psychic, Sludge Wave, and Earth Power. Psychic is the only one that may end up changing, only because we do have a Metagross here too. But I think Psychic would be good to help us hit, like the Water type Urshifu that Heavy Metal would not want to take any hits from that, but Landorus can hit that with the Psychic. It is U-turn, you come in, U-turn away, Sludge Wave, and Earth Power. Sludge Wave to hit, because Psychic or Fairy types are so good competitively right now. We can hit all the Tapus are super effective with Sludge Wave. Tapu Bulu being 4 times weak to that Sludge Wave, which is nice. And then Earth Power again for nice stab instead of Earthquake, because 1, that's not good in doubles. 2, I don't have Protect on any of my Pokemon. And 3, it's a physical type attack, and I wanted to run special. So that is Landorus. I think he's going to be really, really good. He's got 252 EVs in HP, 252 in special attack, and 4 in speed with a modest nature. Now, this means that he's not going to be extremely fast, but he has a base 101 speed, so which is better than Blaziken. So he should be outspeeding some stuff. His special attack is just to hit as hard as he can, and his HP is so he will last as long as he wants. Because I think a lot of people run faster Landorus, so a bulky Landorus set is kind of what I wanted to do. But at the same time, he can't. He's not super bulky, but I think he should be all right with his bulk, and so he should be able to take a decent amount of hits and deal out a decent amount of damage. The only thing we do have to worry about, because he is choiced along with another Pokemon on this team, is that when we go for a move, we have to make sure that, like, if we go for a Psychic type attack, that the other Pokemon that could possibly come out are going to take at least decent damage from it, because we can't go for anything else after. So that is Skinquake the Landorus. We're going to move on to the next Pokemon here, which is Powerline, the Regieleki. Now, Regieleki is super, super cool. When I first played through the Crown Tundra, I actually picked Regidrago as the Reggie that I picked, and then I went back through and got Regieleki on a different save file and transferred over through home. But I definitely think I like Regieleki more than I like Regidrago, competitively and looks-wise, I guess, even though Dragon is my favorite type, and that is the reason why I went with Regidrago. But I do definitely really, really like Regieleki here. Hits super hard. It is blistering fast, and he has the ability Transistor, which basically powers up his electric type attack. So this is really, really nice. And this is definitely one of the coolest sets, I think, that I'm really, really excited to use. He is Choice Banded, which gives him an increase of 1.5 to his physical attacks, plus the Transistor boost, plus the stab. That is why Powerline is so freaking OP, and that is why people are using him so much in competitive right now. And I am running Thunder Wave, Thunder Cage, Volt Switch, and E-Speed. Now, E-Speed being the one move that I may end up changing, but I didn't know what else to put on here, because E-Speed, he's so fast, right? He is so blistering fast. So he's going to be outspeeding a lot of stuff anyways, but E-Speed will help me get Chip or knock out Pokemon in Trick Room also, because I can still go for, I think I can still go for E-Speed in Trick Room, right? I should be able to. So, yeah. And then I get Thunder Wave, Thunder Cage, Volt, and Volt Switch. Now, mainly, he's going to be coming in and just Volt Switching out. That is basically what Regieleki does. So I'll come in, Volt Switch, go out to another Pokemon. It's going to be doing a ton of damage. A ton of damage. So there is that. Now, he also is running Thunder Cage. Thunder Cage is good if we want to trap a Pokemon in. So let's say they have a really, really good Pokemon in, and we want to stop it from U-turning. We want to stop it from coming out. We want to make sure we can take that out. We don't have to worry about it switching out. Thunder Cage not only is going to deal a decent amount of damage being a physical type attack, but I think it's physical, right? But it's also going to allow us to trap Pokemon, which is nice. It is special. So that is, okay, so basically, he's, Thunder Cage is, okay, so basically the only reason we're running Thunder Cage is just to trap certain Pokemon in, because Volt Switch is going to be his primary, good move. But if we get stuck in it, we can't go out with anybody, Thunder Cage is also going to be really good. And then Thunder Wave to paralyze them, to have their speed, which is nice too. And it's also good for Reaper here, which I will talk about in a couple minutes. It'll also help out with one of his moves. So that is Regieleki here. He is a Adamant Nature with 252 EVs in HP, 252 in attack, and 4 in speed, just to add a little bit more to insult to injury. on the speed, and then so he hits as hard as he can, take as many hits as he can. Does not have good defenses, so with a 252 in HP, hopefully it'll allow him to be taking a little bit more with attacks. So yeah, but that is Regieleki, so I'm really hoping that we can mess some fools up with Powerline here. And the next one on this list is Siren. With Siren, the Tapu Fini, the Misty Seed with the Misty Surge. Now, Misty Surge will come up, give us a Psychic Surge up on the field, which will be really good for Psychic on Landorus, and also the Psychic type moves with Metagross too. It'll help us with that. It'll also make it so they can't go for priority moves, which is nice. And he has a Water type too, which is pretty good. We need a good Water type on this team for Pokemon like Landorus that we're fighting against, or Pokemon like Heatran or something like that. Now, I'm really excited about this because I love Tapu Fini. It's my favorite Tapu, and I think it has a dope shiny. Now, it's running Moonblast, Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, and Protect. So, Protect just, to make sure that if we come out and they try to target me with a Steel type move or something like that, we can gauge moves. So, like, if we don't realize that we're going to have a move or something, we'll be protected there. Also, just to make sure that we're not taking damage on that turn. And then Moonblast for stab, Hydro Pump for stab, and Ice Beam to hit. Because we have nothing for dragon types on this team, like, at all. So I think Ice Beam would be good. I don't see a lot of them running Ice Beam. So, like, if we come in contact with a Dragapult or a Haxorus or, like, a lot of good of those other dragon types that I can't think of right now that are weak to ice, that's going to be pretty good too. Now, it is Misty Seed, which basically when the Misty Surge comes up, the Misty Seed gives him a, what is it? Is add to his special defense by 1 stage. So, which can be really pretty good. So that way he has a +1 in the special defense, which is already pretty high. So he'll be able to take like Thunderbolts. He'll be able to take stuff like that, maybe like a Flash Cannon, depending on what Pokemon it comes from, stuff like that. So he is Modest Nature with 252 EVs and Special Attack, 252 in HP, and 4 in Speed. Now, 252 EVs in the HP and the Special Attack are just to make it as bulky and as hit as hard as it can, as normally, and then the 4 in Speed just to make it a little bit faster. But chances are the 4 in Speed's not going to be helping us out too much, but at the same time, that is Tapu Fini. I'm really excited for this too. I think Siren's going to be awesome. I think it's such a cool Pokemon, and I'm really excited for it. And I definitely wanted to use it. I was thinking about Swampert too, but at the same time, we needed a Fairy type on this team because of all the good Dragon types and stuff running around, and Fairy's just really good anyways. So the next one up on this team is definitely the staple of this team that I've been wanting to use, that I knew I wanted to use too, which is Spectrier, the Reaper the Spectrier. Now, we couldn't run Shiny on this because, unfortunately, you can't normally get it in-game Shiny, so they're not letting you run Shiny, which sucks because I always wanted, because I think the Shiny's dope. If you guys haven't seen it, here, you guys can check it out. That's the Shiny. It's got, like, red and stuff, or pink. That's so cool. I love it. I think it's really awesome. But we obviously can't run Shiny because of the fact that, okay. Because you can't normally get it normally. Now, he is Grimnay, which is basically a special Beast Boost or a special Moxie, where every time he gets a KO, he will get a +1 in his special attack, which is amazing. And he is running Spell Tag to give us a +1.5 on any of our Ghost-type moves, which is great. And he's running Shadow Ball, Will-O-The-Wisp, Haze, and Hex. Now, Shadow Ball is our main attacking move. We don't have any unless until Haze, and that is why, or Hex, I mean, and that is why we are running the Thunder Wave on Powerline along with Will-O-The-Wisp, because Hex, basically, if you guys did not know, power doubles if the target has a status condition. So basically, if he's, if he is burned from my Will-O-The-Wisp or paralyzed from power lines, Thunder Wave, why can't I think of that move's name? They'll be doing basically 130 attack. Special attack, which is insane for this Pokemon in general. And then Haze to get rid of, like if a Pokemon goes for a Shell Smash or a Belly Drum or a Swords Dance or a Nasty Plot, we can just basically eliminate any of those stat changes with Haze, which is nice. I know a lot of them don't run Haze, so I definitely think that if Pokemon go for stuff like that, even like a D-Dance, I can come out, haze it away, and I don't think they will see that coming. So that is Reaper, and he has a modest nature with 252 EVs in HP, 252 in speed, and then 4 in special attack. The special attack is already monstrous. So he 252 in HP, so he can be taking as much hits as he can, and 252 in speed, so he will be outspeeding everything he can, because that is what you want from this Pokemon, is to be outspeeding as much as you can and getting some Grim Nays up. So I don't know how much we're actually going to end up using Hex. I think Shadow Ball is going to be our main move, but I know a lot of them run Hex, and if we can get a Will-O-the-Wisp off on a Pokemon or a Paralyze on because I can't think of the name, Thunder Wave, if we get a Thunder Wave off on a Pokemon, we can Hex that, and it'll be doing a lot more in Shadow Ball. And that's 130 before the stab damage or a Grim Nay boost. So it's crazy. But yeah, and unfortunately he doesn't get a lot of special attack coverage. Like he gets Mudshot and he gets like Hyper Beam and like Uproar, and that's basically it besides Shadow Ball. But yeah. So that is Reaper the Spectrier, and on to the last Pokemon on this team, and that is Heavy Metal, the Metagross. Hell yeah, guys, Heavy Metal. And he is running Leftovers with the Clear Body ability. Clear Body makes it so so I'm not going to have to worry about Intimidates. I'm not going to have to worry about any stat drops whatsoever, so I don't have to worry about that, which is phenomenal, because like I can come out on a Pokemon that's going for fake tears or something like that, and like a Whimsicott, and then I don't have to worry about it. And Leftovers for reliable recovery. And then I have Bullet Punch, Meteor Mash, Zen Headbutt, and Stealth Rock. So Stealth Rock being great for if a team has like a lot of Pokemon that are weak to Stealth Rock, I may lead out with Metagross, or I may switch in just so he can get off of Stealth Rock, and then he Bullet Punch for priority, so we can basically come out, Pokemon doesn't have a lot of health left, Bullet Punch it, it'll die. Meteor Mash to basically do a ton of damage to those fairy type Pokemon that are so prevalent right now, and Zen Headbutt for Stab Psychic, because he does not get another physical psychic move, unfortunately. And I love Metagross. Metagross is such a cool Pokemon. It is also pretty bulky. So I definitely think this is going to be a great addition to our team. Now, I do want to address the fact that I could get rid of Peppy Paul and Metagross and just add a Heatran, right? Because that allows me to get a Fire and a Steel type, and then allows me to have another spot for another Pokemon. But I couldn't bring myself to get to have 5 legendaries or more. I could have done the Heatran and then added like a Ditto or something, but I couldn't bring myself to add another legendary to the team. Plus, I really wanted to use Blaziken. And Metagross is also really cool competitively. So, yeah. And his stats are, he is an Adamant Nature with 252 EVs in his attack and 252 in his HP with 4 in his special defense. Yes, just because that's lower than his regular defense. So that pretty much self-explanatory. I want to make sure he can withstand as many hits as he can. And we can bring him out in like a close combat from an Urshifu or from a Hawlucha or even from like a Blaziken, and he'll be taking neutral damage because his defense is so high and his we have 252 in his HP. He should be taking that relatively well. So there is that. And then it's a 252 in attack, so he'll just be doing an insane amount of damage. I think if we come out and we just want to Meteor Mash stuff, I think, end game, like, Metagross is really nice. So, like, if we just come out and they have, like, 2, maybe 3 Pokemon left, and as long as they don't have something that's, like, really good against Metagross, then Meteor Mash is just going to clean up. It's just going to clean up, and I'm really excited about that. Well, Meteor Mash, Bullet Punch, so... But other than that, guys, that is going to be the team. A quick recap of the team. We have Peppy Paul, the Blaziken with Life Orb, Speed Boost, Swords Dance, Close Combat, Flare Blitz, Knockoff. We have King Quake, the Landers with Choice Spec, Sheer Force with U-Turn, Psychic, Sludge Wave, and Earth Power. We have Power Line, Regieleki, the Powerline Regieleki with Choice Band Transistor, Thunder Wave, Thunder Cage, Volt Switch, and E-Speed. We have Siren the Tapu Fini with Misty Seed, Misty Surge with Moonblast, Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, and Protect. Then we have Reaper the Spectrier with Spell Tag, Grimnay with Shadow Ball, Will-O-Wisp, Haze, and Hex. Also, it's worth noting that Ghost is an extremely good offensive typing, and it gives me immunities to fighting and normal type moves. So, if Urshifu even wants to go for a fighting type move, we can bring Spectrier out. It also allows us to not take any damage to like a Green Belly Drum or a Snorlax Belly Drum, so there is that. And then the last Pokemon is Heavy Metal the Metagross with Leftovers, Clear Body, Bullet Punch, Meteor Mass, Zen Headbutt, and Stealth Rock. So that is going to be the team for ours that we're going to be using for the first TB Future in my Pokemon Showdown series. So if you guys are excited for that, make sure you leave a like down below and subscribe if you're new. Share these videos with anybody that you know who enjoys Pokemon Showdown content or competitive content in general, because I'm trying to grow the channel and we are almost at 140 subscribers already, which is nuts. So if you guys want to check out more Pokemon Showdown videos, you can head over to the Pokemon Showdown playlist. All those videos will be on there along with the team builders, my 100 subscriber special where I did use my first competitive team ever on Pokemon Showdown, and yeah, but other than that, guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm not going to do a long-winded outro here, but I really hope you guys did enjoy, and I really do appreciate all of the support on this series. But other than that, guys, that's going to be it for me. Like I say at the end of every video, I am the Nitro General. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Nitro General out. Peace.